250 people were killed, another 300 injured after Israel unleashed unprecedented waves of airstrikes at Gaza. Israel says the attack is in retaliation for rocket fire that's been coming out of the Palestinian territory. Hamas says all of its security stations were hit in the onslaught. It has since retracted rockets have killed at least one Israeli. The bombings in Gaza sparked widespread panic in the streets, as residents scurried for safety and others scoured through the rubble looking for victims. Smoke hung above Gaza well after the attack, and it's not clear if Israel is planning to follow up with a ground offensive.
When you're always surrounded by the same people, many people think that this is the only way of life. But when I get out and dealt with different people from different cultures, different backgrounds, eventually I know that we are all the same. We share the same feelings, same hate, same love, same future ambitions.
Enjoying life in Gaza, it's, difficult because circumstances are not like here.
Crossing the border is always really intense, and I thought I was leaving for a good cause, so I didn't look back because I want to look forward when I come back.
People think about Gaza that they only lives in wars, conflicts, that's all. Maybe convinced that people in Gaza are extremists, terrorists. They didn't know that we are only protecting our life, protecting our children, protecting our lands.
I think if I wasn't Palestinian, I wouldn't be so passionate about poverty and development. Being from there made me actually want to help because I've been there. I don't want people to be in my situation.
There are a lot of things that are not justified to see. So sometimes even if you go back now to Gaza or West Bank, when you talk with children, you will not find them children. They're very grown up. Although they are children, but what they have faced, what they have seen, they have been forbidden from living a normal childhood. So you can see that innocent people were suffering suffering because of others.
Since Gaza is under siege since 2007, the situation in Gaza Strip is very complicated and the freedom of movement is absent.
The main hardship I had is trying to leave Gaza for many times. I've held this offer from the University of York since 2007. Every year I wasn't able to leave Gaza because of the siege, because of the difficult situation, because of the border closure.
Actually, it's my first time to leave Gaza. On the day of traveling to UK, it was my first time in life to see an airport. I have good English language and it's acceptable, but when I first arrived, I totally forgot English language. Even Arabic, I was like, I couldn't speak at all. I was not really aware of what I'm doing.
I remember when I was in the plane and I just looked from the windows and see these open spaces, lots of greens, lots of cars. I was like, that's massive, that's amazing. I can't wait to go there, out there.
And then I reached London. I was wondering always, why do they call it the fog city? City of fog. But when I reached London, it was like massive fog above it. And I was really excited. So, wow, I'm going to London.
And once the plane just hit the ground, I was like, freedom, I'm out.
Living in UK strengthens my personality. I can use many means of transportation, like I can use the bus and I can use the tube to go to my university, or even I can walk.
Living in UK is definitely different from living in Gaza. At least I can get in a bus and go everywhere I want without knowing there is something to block it.
One of the biggest issues in Gaza, which is the electricity, which is something that you can see in occasions. Sometimes you might get electricity, sometimes for only 4 hours a day, or sometimes it's less than that.
During my graduation project for undergrad, it was at the time where the siege were tightened over Gaza. We don't have any electricity. I was with a group of my friends working on the same project. We were chasing electricity, so we would go to a city where there are some electricity at that time for 2 hours and then go to another place. Sometimes we'll go for like multiple stories buildings that have like generators, to go and sit down next to the generator to plug our laptops and to work a little bit on our graduation project. And we didn't even think how other students would survive in their own countries. So I think I've learned something, that always value the good things that you have in your life.
Here, they did a good job by appreciating the power of knowledge, and they gave an open access. They made sure knowledge is available.
When I was in Gaza, I remember that I have to worry about electricity, and I have to worry about water, and I have to worry about many things. Searching in the very few bookshops in Gaza, I could barely find current and modern books in many fields. I have to share books with my friends when I was in my university.
Back home, whenever I wanted a book, I don't see the new editions. It's always old. When I see a book online, I creep for it. And then it says go to Amazon, but Amazon doesn't deliver to Palestine, to Gaza. There's no mail system. How can I ask Amazon to deliver to there?
Books in the UK are everywhere, every department, every street, and even every corner.
And then I came here. I remember I needed a book called Development as Freedom from Amartya Sen. I saw so many copies at the IDS library. I borrowed it. And then with one click, I bought it from Amazon.
Especially as Palestinians, we think that the only point of strength that we do have is our education. Either, all of our resources, like natural resources or whatever, any other resources, we don't control it, and at the same time, it might vanish in any way, anytime. But only our education can help us to help each other and survive in this life.
I think it's important to access for books in order to be more educated and more open-minded, because the lack of new books makes you not to know more about the outside world.
I found that the life of students or young people here in UK much easier than their peers in Gaza. They have 24 hours broadband, they have cheaper communication, but their peers in Gaza sometimes find it even difficult to reach their university. Sometimes we don't have enough fuel for the transportations to work. Sometimes the broadband or the communication is going off because of some bombing, or sometimes they can't even go forward in their studies because of they might lose a friend or a family member because of any conflict happening at that time.
Although I do want people to be aware of what's going on, of the challenges, but at the same time, this is not the only picture of Gaza that I do want them to have. Because this is not the only reality. We have a lot of educated people, we have, and it's a great place, but I think that we didn't have the chance to empower this image.
You don't choose your country, but you choose to love your country. And this is what the people back home did. Having to see how the people survived through all the disasters they have lived in the last 70 years, to see how they adjusted and they took the little and made something out of it. This is what makes me really appreciate my country, my people.
I think that what media needs today is to have an objective role, to look at Gaza through the eyes of the people who are living in Gaza, not to focus on conflict and war.
And I think the whole Fakhoora project, when they are targeting education, they have chosen the right thing to do. They target a very sensitive, important sector, which is the Palestinian students, who I consider them as ambassadors for their own countries.
Fakhoora is really important and unique because what they did is they didn't just offer a scholarship. They offered a scholarship in specific areas Gaza needed, like poverty, like international communications. These programs, they don't exist in the universities in Gaza, and even if they do, it will be as a beginning, not something with a good experience like IDS.
I think Fakhoora program demonstrates for the international community that Palestinian students can create a change, and they have the potential to do that, but they need the opportunity.
What Fakhoora did is already changed my life. They gave me a chance to go for something that I really wanted to do, and I couldn't have the ability to do without them. Wherever I'm going to be in the future, whatever position, whatever something that I do, I will always refer to their own favor for us of this help. It will always be reflected on my work.
Actually, Fakhoora program have enabled me to live my dreams, and I'd like to thank them for providing me life-changing opportunity.
I would be more proud to tell everyone, starting from my kids, my future employers or my current employer, about this fantastic opportunity that Al-Fakhoora has given me.
Al-Fakhoora, this is a team I will never forget. This is my gate to a new life, a new beginning.
From my time in the UK and support I have felt from Fakhoora campaign, I believe that we are not forgotten, as they have allowed me the opportunity to take home valuable knowledge and experience for the benefit of my country.
What I hope to see myself is I want to be known for my work. I want to do great stuff, not for me, for the country I live in. After that, I want to see myself contributing as a supplier, not as a beneficiary. And having done that, if I manage to go to the point where I actually provide more than I take, then this is what I really going to be happy about.
When I came here, I've discovered something that I was not thinking of. That your duty in this life is to help others where you can help them, wherever they are, in your home country or outside. So be part of the solution, not part of the problem.